Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Bjorn, and we're going to be continuing to look at some of the Psionic reworks. This is also another welcomed rework, the Psi-Knight. I think the main issue I had, I'm so indifferent to the original version of this. I don't care for it. I didn't think it was impressive at all, and I left it be. And this has some really welcome changes in it. And if you're looking to play a Jedi archetype, this is 1000% it for you. This is amazing. So the psionic talents, this is akin to all the other classes with the soul knife and the awakened soul, or whatever it's called, the aberrant mind rework. Anyways, we gain 3 features here. However, just like the other classes, we do gain the dies. At 3rd level, we gain a d6, and then we can increase it or decrease it. By increasing it, we have to roll the lowest number possible on that die. So if we roll a d6 and we get a 1, it'll increase to a d8. The idea being is that we're storing a power, ready to release it into the world to a d8. However, if we roll maximum number, so on a d6, we roll a 6, it will decrease in die number and it'll go to a d4. If we roll a 4 on a 4, our psi die breaks and we can't use our feature again until we use our psi replenishment here. So as a bonus action, we can regain the feature and start off fresh. So either we start off with our d6, d8, wherever we're at with our levels. And yeah, so it's a nice little way to, a bit of a risk and reward feature a little bit here. I like that. It also connects all the subclasses together. I really like that there's that unique feel. Perhaps maybe as a personal little homebrew, I could see maybe a sorcerer and the fighter teaching each other maybe 1 or 2 of their little tricks that they have to help benefit each other. Maybe over time they could, do whatever. That could be a fun little in-game thing that you could do. But yeah. So with this, we do gain the protective field, the psi-powered leap, and the telekinetic strike. The protective field is pretty neat. Essentially, with this, we're going to be able to roll as a reaction our psionic talent die and reduce the damage taken by a number rolled by our intelligence modifier. Rolled plus your intelligence modifier. Pardon me. So we roll our psionic talent die, we roll a 6, and we add our intelligence modifier. So that's pretty cool. So at a d6, we could have, at level 3, we could have 11 damage reduction, which is a lot. That's a lot of damage reduction for lower levels. And at later levels, a d12 possibly, or even at level 3, we could get up to a d12 possible, and then it'll be up to 17. So, I mean, that's a fair amount of damage reduction right there. And later on, yes, it doesn't necessarily scale as much, but we do gain a feature later on that makes it impressive. It's very, very impressive. But anyways, we'll go on to that feature later, where this is a very protective, very defensive fighter, and I really like it. The psi-powered leap, essentially with this, we can add our psionic talent die to extend the distance of our jump up to a number of feet equal to twice the number rolled, plus twice your intelligence modifier. Holy shit, damn, that's a huge leap. However, the main thing that's awesome about this is that the extra distance only costs us 1 foot of movement. So generally, when we take a long jump, we move 10 feet and we jump. And then we can only jump as far as we have feet to move. So if we have 30 feet of movement, we then can maybe jump up to 20 feet. With this, we add our friggin', we can maybe roll an athletics check, see how well we jump, and then on top of that, we can jump an extra feet up to 17 here, an intelligence modifier of 5 and a d12, and an extra 17 feet of movement for 1 foot of movement. That's very impressive. I really like that. That's some crazy physical capabilities right there. For 1 foot, because that would mean that we could, there's a lot of potential movement with that. That is fantastic. So we can, move 10 feet, jump, get it 26 feet, and then have an additional 10 feet to move afterwards. So, that's, we extended how much we can move in a single turn by quite a bit. I see people leaping around a lot with this character. It'd be kind of funny And, again, this just reminds me so much of, Jedi and Star Wars and all that jazz. Telekinetic Strike, you can propel your attacks with Telekinetic Force once on each of your turns immediately after you deal damage with a target within 30 feet of you with a weapon attack. You can roll your Psionic Talent die and also deal force damage to the target equal to the number rolled. So this is pretty cool. I think it's better than what the feature was before, because I can't remember if it was tied to, like intelligence modifier. You can only do this so many times. But I think this here, being it tied to the Psionic Talent die, we could do this infinitely. We could, if we roll between, if we roll a 1 to just before the max level, say a d6, we roll a 1 or a 5, there's no going down. This can go on forever. All these abilities can go on forever. That's one of the things I really like about all these features. However, alternatively, your die could break. That's the risk. That's the reward. But yeah, so these are really, really cool, really awesome little things here. A lot of additional damage, a reaction, and something physical to do, not just in combat but out of combat. That is very impressive. Alright, sorry. I lose my voice whenever I do these. So anyways, 7th level, being the Telekinetic Adept. When you have mastered new ways to use your telekinesis. Psionic Thrust, when you deal damage to a target with the Telekinetic Strike of your Psionic Talent. That kind of bothers me. So, when you deal damage to a target with the Telekinetic Strike of your Psionic Talent, it doesn't seem like it's worded correctly. I don't know. It makes sense. I know what they're saying, but, you can force the target to make a strength saving throw against a DC to 8 plus proficiency plus intelligence modifier. Unless the save succeeds, you can knock the target prone or move it up to 10 feet in any direction horizontally. Pretty cool. I really like that. Again, akin to a Jedi kind of strike little thing. Like, you hit them and then you just shove them aside. They're not worth your time. You throw them off a cliff. You throw them off the ship. That's fantastic. It's awesome. A lot of potential with this for not just outright pure damage, but just to remove a target from combat entirely. Fantastic. Telekinetic movement. If your Psionic Talent die is available, you can move an object or a creature with your mind as an action. You can target one loose object that is large or smaller with one creature other than yourself. If you can see the target and is within 30 feet of you, you can move it up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. You can see alternatively, if it is a tiny object, you can move it to or from your hand. Either way, you can move the target horizontally, vertically, or both. When you take this action, the Psionic Talent die is decreased by 1 size. So this guarantees you to decrease your Psionic Talent die. It's fair, I think. It feels appropriate. This is a very powerful ability. It's very, very akin to how telekinesis works, I believe. I have it up over here. So huge or smaller, so it's just a little bit below telekinesis and what it's capable of, which is fine. So that's pretty cool. However, the one thing I will change with this, which we'll get into later, is that I would say change this to a bonus action. As a bonus action. I think if this changed to a bonus action, it'll be a lot better, and we'll understand why once we get to the Telekinetic Master. For now, we're going to drop this, and we'll come back to it. The Psi Enhanced Metabolism, so the psionic energy flows through you, has bolstered your mind and body. You have resistance to poison and psychic damage, and you're immune to the poison condition. So, not bad, very much akin to a Jedi, akin to a monk. You're kind of blending the two. However, of course, this all depends on your campaign. This depends on what you're going up against. This could be a godsend, or this could be trash. But yeah, not bad. Bulwark of Force, this is impressive. So shield yourself and others with telekinetic force. As a bonus action, you can choose creatures, which can include you, that you can see within 30 feet up to a number of creatures equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1. Each of the chosen creature is protected by half cover for 1 minute or until you're incapacitated. Holy shit. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, or unless you decrease your Psionic Talent die by 1 to use this feature again. So again, we can use this again and again and again, possibly. Very, very, very potentially powerful, and I love that. Risk versus reward. Now, I was informed, I remember in my last videos, that half cover applies to melee attacks. This is fantastic. This boosts everyone's AC by, what is it, half covers like 3 AC or 5 AC? I can't remember. But anyways, that is a huge increase in AC. That is impressive. That is a huge defensive ability. And on top of that, so like not only are they probably not hitting your group now because it's that much harder to hit, you still have the protective field ability, which you can use as a reaction. So you're very defensive. Even if they do hit, you can reduce the damage taken. This is really cool. It's an awesome combination. I love Bulwark of Force. This class, it works well with itself. Like it feeds onto its other abilities. However, this is where I become very conflicted. The Telekinetic Master, you can, your ability to move creatures and objects of your mind is matched by few. If the Psionic Talent die is available, you can cast the Telekinesis spell requiring no components. Your spellcasting ability for it is Intelligence. When you cast the spell, your Psionic Talent die decreases by 1 size. So, goes down, guaranteed, that's fine. You're casting Telekinesis, it's a pretty powerful spell, used, creatively, correctly, whatever you want to call it, and it's great. At first, I thought that, hey, this is cool because, we can use telekinesis and our telekinetic movement at the same time. We can't. So if we come over here to telekinesis, on subsequent rounds, you can use your action to attempt to maintain your telekinetic grip on a creature by repeating this contest. So if you want to grab something or somebody, like it's kind of limiting. Like how I wish that this telekinetic movement was a bonus action. It'd make it a lot more powerful, sure, but it would mean that we could have both telekinesis and the telekinetic movement up at the same time. Hear me out. You're at 18th level. You're nearly 20th level. You're god tier. Why not just have that? That would be very, very cool and badass. Also, not only that, with telekinetic movement, if it was a bonus action, like you can attack, and then do something useful with telekinesis on your same turn instead of using up your action. So I think that would be my one change. That's it, is that I would make telekinetic movement a bonus action. And then that way, you're maintaining concentration on your telekinesis at higher levels, and then as a bonus action, you stretch out your capabilities and you move something else. And or aid yourself a little, give yourself a bit of a boost with, some other, like an extraordinarily huge or heavy object, or whatever. I think that is fantastic. It'd be really cool if it was like that. Currently, it's not. So currently, how it is that Telekinetic Master overshadows Telekinetic Movement, which gets rid of this. This is essentially this. There's no reason to use this ever. Once you get up to 18th level, this is trash. Because you have 10 minutes of this and you expend a die, or you have an action, and that's it, and you expend a die. So I would like to see it so that this is a bonus action. There's still risk and reward there because they can lose their die. They can lose their psionic table die. But yeah, that'd be the only change. I think it'd be pretty powerful, but I think it'd be pretty acceptable since if you invested nearly 20 levels, you've gotten up. That feels appropriate. But yeah, that'd be the only change I want to see here. Otherwise, this whole class here is fan-freaking-tastic. I love the Cyanite. It's pretty great. That would be, if this doesn't change, that's what I will house rule. I will change this to a bonus action because I want to see my players be powerful. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this gave you some inspiration, some insight into this. If you have any comments, please let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. If you have a character, I've been kind of in a rut, I suppose. I was living in a pretty toxic environment, but yeah. Hope everyone's safe. Have a good one. Bye bye.